Hey y'all, just wanted to make a quick video showcasing my Gheenoe Super 16. So, here it is. I guess I'll just do a little walkthrough of it. Up at the front here we've got our Garmin fish finder. This is the, oh shoot, what's it called? The Map, Echo Map 6 SB. So it's a touch screen. Yeah, your buttons mounted up here at the front, and then I sit there and I can see it very clearly from over there. So that's part of the reason I got it. My previous fish finder, I wasn't really able to see when the sun was out very well, so this new one that I recently installed is a lot better. And then it's also kind of this wires run under there and through the bottom, but then we've got our push pole here mounted to this front nose cap, and it runs to here and is not yet mounted, but I'm going to mount this there. This boat is great, to be honest. It's very easy to work on. So here's a dry storage where I keep all my tools, some fishing stuff, and anything that's kind of like a random stuff. It's got a live well in it. The only complaint I have about this, it says black paint, and so it's kind of hard to see the fish when they're in there. Going around to the other side, we have another dry storage. This is where I keep all my safety stuff, my registration, and just some, like, I'll put my phone in there when I'm out on the water. So the unique thing, we've got our, by the way, we've got our trolling motor mounted up here on the front to the nose cap with this thing that Gheenoe sells. Pretty nice. But the unique thing about this Super 16, or at least the model I have, is that it's stick steer, which is really neat. I love driving this thing. So you've got your throttle on that side, and then your stick steer here, which will make your boat go left or right. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to drive. Glides on the water. It's pretty fast too. So good little fishing boat. Very easy to work on too. In another video I showed how I installed a 2-battery system back here, with the mini add a battery by Blue Sea Systems. So the controls are right back here, right under the seat. So say I'm out on the water, I can access these pretty easily. This one just it's like a status indicator, so I can kind of see the status, make sure it's working properly. And then this is like your on and off for the whole system. And in the bottom right, I don't know if you can see it, is a battery 1 and 2. Sorry, the video cut out there, but here we've got our 4-stroke 30 horsepower by Nissan Marine. I think the engine's around 2005, I want to say, but it's been running great. Have no problems with it. I'm not too familiar with this engine to be completely transparent, but I mean, it's worked great, no complaints so far. And yeah, eventually maybe I'll replace it with some a little nicer, like a Yamaha or yeah. So then back here we've got, this is the pump for the live well, and then this is your pump for your bilge pump, essentially. Yeah, the bilge pump. Then we've got an extra paddle right here, and then we've got our 9-gallon gas tank, which it came with a 6 when I bought it, but I upgraded it to 9. It fits actually perfectly here, so if I wanted to, I could put like a board over here. I just have to move this throw cushion that's pretty snug right there. But I also installed these brackets that wrap around the whole gas tank and they hold it in place so it won't move around. Before I installed those, I was using buoys, just stuffing them here to keep this gas tank in place. But if you can, I definitely advise mounting your gas tanks in your boat. Yeah, it's a lot cleaner, looks good, and easy to take out. All I have to do is unlatch these. So I can include the Amazon link for these too. Okay, so moving up the boat here, I installed these two. They're originally for cars. You put them in the trunk, but essentially all I did is place a little zip tie right here on either side, and then it's becomes some easy storage for whatever you need. And so this is a really easy thing to do, and if you ever decide you don't like it, just snip them off and take them off. So very easy to do. Another thing about the Gheenoe 16 Super is you got 3 seats. So you got one pedestal seat here, but if you want to take more, like 2 people back here, you can just put a cushion across this back area. You got your main seat for your driver. This is where I'll be sitting. Another pedestal. You can get extensions to raise it up to if you so desire, and then one more up here in the front, which you can get a pedestal stool and a casting seat. So I put my life jackets up here, and then my switch box wiring is all back there, along with any we got your fish finder and your trolling motor. I could not think of it for a second. So yeah, and then so you got 2 fishing rod holders here and here. It goes across here like that. Kind of don't like putting my fishing rods there because it kind of scratches it up a little and I have to bend them. And then there's another one right here in the front that goes to the back. So when water gets in your boat, it'll drain through here on either side of this, and then there's 2 holes back in there that'll drain to this back area here. Other than that, we've got our 2 fish rod holders here. These are the ones I primarily use because they'll hold the fishing pole straight up, and I don't need to put them into here. And if I were to use this, I would probably have to move this or pull it up and then put the fishing rods and have this sit on top of them. But it's also not mounted from the bottom, so I can kind of flap around here. But honestly, not a big deal. Other than that, I've got so this is something I could not find a lot of online, but I'll add it because I want to share what I did. But basically, I have my transducer here mounted right about there on the back of the boat. I wanted to use this guy, which is a flush mount transom pad, and you essentially mount it like that, screw it in here. But with the Gheenoe 16, I couldn't find the right orientation in the right spot to flush mount it because it's a little bit curved here, and so this would end up being not completely flush mounted. And so I just decided to screw into the hole with sealant, marine sealant and all. But yeah, if you're looking for a relatively cheaper boat, this boat is about $2,500, but it's in great condition. And again, if you're not too familiar with working on boats, great boat to learn because it's easy to do. You can see everything. It's not too complicated. The wires run through the side up here, this black part on either side, go up to the front up there. And so yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the boat. They don't handle too well in rough water, so just be wary of that. You'll want to definitely use precaution when operating the boat, especially in rough water. But on a calm day, you know, you'd have a blast. So yeah. Any questions? I'd be happy to answer them in the comment section below, but thank you. So one thing I forgot to mention in my original video, as you can see, I have my boat in the garage now, is typically I'll put my cooler, my Yeti, right up here in the front. I do think this Yeti cooler, I think it's the 40, is a little bit too big for this. You can fit it right up in this area, but you know, you lose all your walking room. And here's this is just the little pedestal mount I was talking about. Throw your seat up here and you've got a good place to sit while you're casting. So, great.